seriously, Beebs, we have a crazy and busy day.
Crazy. There's a whole lot of estrogen in this office.
There sure is.
I love it.
And you know why? Because we are gearing up to interview the candidates for the 76th Alice in Dairyland. This is crazy and exclusive, only right here on Bold and Blonde.
Exactly. We've got 6 awesome women here in Walworth County. They are excited. They're ready to go, and we're excited to interview them. And then this Saturday, you and I are excited to get all gussied up.
I know.
You're going to pick me up, right?
Right? Yes. Mm-hmm.
And we're going to go
little Sadie.
Ooh, I like it. And then we're going to go to the Grand Geneva and have a wonderful dinner, and we're going to see who gets to be the 76th Alice in Dairyland this Saturday.
How amazing. How amazing.
Super excited.
Yeah, me too. And I'm excited to learn. I've learned a little bit about Alice in Dairyland since I've worked here at the fairgrounds, but it's going to be very exciting. And I know that they're doing their job and they know it like the back of their hand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I feel like that anybody is going to be so fantastic in this role.
I just want them all to win.
I know.
It's like the football teams. I just want everybody to have fun.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I just want these women to have fun. I want everybody to win.
Right. So we will be talking to Lydia Lipke, and then also
Ashley Hagenow,
and then Jody Weiland,
and Jackie Rosenbush,
Charity Seebecker,
and Shannon Lamb.
Rounds out the candidates. There's 6 that are vying for the 76th Alice in Dairyland to wear that sash and to drive that cool car. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. Yeah. And then also, I believe the 75th Alice in Dairyland is out.
Is she here
as well? Yes. Oh. And we already know her.
Right.
We already know her. So yeah, we had fun at the Walworth County Fair last year.
We did. We introduced Foreigner with her. That was fun.
Taylor Schaefer, an amazing woman, and has been a really, really good, strong advocate for Alice in Dairyland and for the state of Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, and you know who else is here? I got a sneak peek.
Who?
The Bold and Blonde photographer, the official photographer of Bold and Blonde.
That's right.
David Dresdow.
That's right.
Got to give him a shout out.
Yeah, we do. Thank you so much. And he is everywhere. He is everywhere.
Seriously is. Absolutely. I don't know when he sleeps.
I don't think he does.
No, probably doesn't need it.
He might be out taking a little siesta right now, but he's going to be up.
Yeah, he'll be ready to go.
Anyway, as we get prepared to interview all of these candidates, before we do that, we want to give a shout out to all of our moms.
Love moms. Oh my gosh. Mother's Day this Sunday, May 14th. So make sure you get your cards, your flowers, whatever gifts, you know.
This is your hint. This is us telling you to get it done.
Don't forget mom.
Don't forget mom.
M-O-M.
Yeah. Happy birthday to our moms.
Yes. So happy birthday. My mom's birthday is next Sunday.
Okay.
So it's funny. It was our anniversary this past week, Bill and I. And then it's Mother's Day. And then it's my mom's birthday. And if my parents were still together, May 29th would have been their anniversary. Wow. So May is just chocked full of birthday love and anniversary love.
Very busy. Very busy in your family.
And my throat is like, do I sound like Darth Vader?
A little bit. I must tell you.
I'm just trying to kick this cold.
Did it start on May the 4th?
Don't make me cough.
All right, I won't then.
Man.
Happy Mother's Day to all of the moms out there. And let's get right into interviewing and talking with the candidates that are vying to become the 76th Alice in Dairyland, who will be crowned Saturday night. And we're going to be there. Also, before we go, there's always one more thing, right?
Yeah,
always one more thing with us.
Exactly.
We'll be going Facebook Live.
Yes.
At the Grand Geneva.
Oh, I love that place.
My gosh.
Did you hear that on the menu that night? I just like a little birdie whispered in my ear. It's prime rib.
I can't wait.
Like what?
I cannot wait. Oh. Let's go now. First of all, we have to figure out our outfits and our shoes and accessories.
Handbag.
But before all of that, and you know that we're thinking about it, let's go ahead and talk to the candidates.
Sounds good.
The Alice in Dairyland candidate finals continue, and we are with Lydia Lipke today.
Woohoo! Lydia,
Yay!
thank you so much for being here today. Tell us a little bit about your background and why you would like to be Alice in Dairyland.
I grew up in Kiel, which is located in Manitowoc County, on my parents' dairy and cash crop farm. So I grew up on one of Wisconsin's 6,000 dairy farms, 95% of which are family owned. And on the farm, you could find me feeding calves and milking cows and being very involved in 4-H and FFA. As my passion for agriculture grew, I followed it to the University of Wisconsin, River Falls. And in 2021, I earned my bachelor's degree in dairy science with a minor in agricultural business. And I also at the same time served as the 2021 Manitowoc County Fairest of the Fair, which is where I had my first opportunity to meet Alice in Dairyland. And when I met Alice in Dairyland, I met Julia Nunes, the past Alice in Dairyland, and she inspired me to really follow my passion for agriculture. And as Alice, I want to help shape the future of Wisconsin agriculture. In Wisconsin, we produce a variety of diverse commodities that fuel agricultural's impact on our $104.8 billion industry right here in Wisconsin.
So when you met Alice in Dairyland back then, did you have an idea that you maybe wanted to run and compete and do this at that point? Or was it that the fact that you met her and that kind of put that in your mind?
I don't think it was ever something I had really considered until I met her. And Julia came up to me and she said, I really think this is something you should think about doing. And I thought, oh no, I'm not the best public speaker. I don't have that big marketing public background. I'm more of a behind the scenes type of person until you tell me I have to go up front and do something. And I thought, you know what? My passion for agriculture is growing, and what better time than now to try and become the next Alice in Dairyland.
Okay, so growing up on a dairy farm, the debate is ongoing. Wisconsin or California? Where does Wisconsin excel when it comes to holding the title of America's Dairyland?
So I know California has the big marketing campaign that they have the happiest cows, but I disagree. I disagree. Wisconsin cows have the ideal world. We have a much cooler climate that they're more acclimated to, that they love, which is better for cow comfort. And in Wisconsin, we have a diverse dairy industry because 90% of our milk is made into cheese. And of that cheese, 90% also leaves the state. So our state has done a great job of creating a commodity that has over 600 varieties of cheese and has 1,300 licensed cheesemakers in the state of Wisconsin. So I don't think California quite stacks up to Wisconsin.
It's Wisconsin, isn't
That's
it?
true.
Absolutely.
And I should clarify myself. I love Wisconsin, cows, but the happy cows, yes,
they can stay in California.
We'll
keep our
exactly. I
cows
need
here.
to clarify that.
Yeah.
Wisconsin all the way. That is for sure. Well, we appreciate that you are in here with us today on our podcast and discussing your journey to the Alice in Dairyland finals. I'm going to hit you with one hard last question. I hope that you are ready for this, and we save it for the last because it is a little tough. So I'm glad that you're sitting down. Which do you prefer, chocolate or white milk?
Oh, that's a very good question. Very good. I appreciate both white and chocolate milk. I think they're both delicious. However, white milk you can use in baking and make delicious recipes. So I think white milk is a little bit more versatile, and there's nothing better than dunking a cookie in white milk. I mean, chocolate milk is good too, but that white milk, I think it just has a little bit stronger edge.
I agree.
All right. You heard it right here on Bold and Blonde podcast. Lydia Lipke, thank you so much for joining us, and good luck.
Thank you so much.
The Alice in Dairyland candidate finals continue, and we are talking now with Ashley Hegnow. How are you doing today, Ashley?
I'm doing so well. The weather is beautiful outside. We've been on so many amazing tours here in Walworth County, and just getting to interact with each other and everyone that's a part of this process has been so much fun to kick off the finals.
Yeah, you have had a busy day.
Super busy. Ashley,
we have.
We're so happy that you're here. And so I want to ask you, what is the goal of the Alice in Dairyland program?
In my eyes, the goal of the Alice in Dairyland program is really to connect so many of our Wisconsin consumers with our state's $104.8 billion agricultural industry. Alice is so unique in her ability to connect with a wide variety of consumers across the state of Wisconsin, as well as serve as that connection point with our state's hardworking farmers and processors that produce so many of those high quality Wisconsin products that we all get to enjoy. So in my eyes, that really is is the goal of the program, is to serve as that connection point, because then especially once that connection point takes place, that's where the education and storytelling can really take place on behalf of our state's agricultural industry.
All right, Ashley, how has technology impacted agriculture in Wisconsin?
So technology here in the state of Wisconsin and across the industry of agriculture really helps to make our state's farmers and processors more efficient and effective and profitable in the long run. Some technology that is used right here in the state of Wisconsin, especially on farms, might include drone technology to help farmers grow their crops and their animals that eventually go into a wide variety of Wisconsin-made products. Some other types of technology might include dairy robotic milking systems that contribute to our state's dairy industry, as we are known as America's Dairyland, and $45.6 billion annually are generated by our state's dairy industry. And that's in part thanks to technology that helps farmers to be more sustainable and to really still focus on the well-being and care of their animals, such as through robotic milkers. Other technology might include GPS technology that are used in farm equipment to help farmers plant and harvest many of the crops that they grow. And that's just skimming the surface. There's so many other different types of technology, really with the goal of helping to make agriculture more sustainable into the long run and make the lives of farmers and processors a little bit easier.
It does make their lives a little bit easier.
Oh, yeah.
It's a hard life anyway, but when you're talking about drones and the robotic and things like that, it has sure changed. I grew up on a dairy farm and it has changed so much since I was little.
Yeah.
And so it's good to see.
100%.
So last question, Ashley, how can people find out more about agriculture in Wisconsin or locate ag-related products or events?
Great question. So I think one of the easiest ways to really get connected and learn more about agriculture as Wisconsin consumers, especially who might not have many prior ties to agriculture, is starting with the Alice in Dairyland program. Whether it's on the Alice in Dairyland website or the Alice in Dairyland social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, Alice does a great job of promoting so many different events and different products that take place right here in the state of Wisconsin. So I truly think that's a good starting point. And also staying up to date on different agricultural events and different initiatives through the Wisconsin Department of Agriculture, Trade, and Consumer Protection, where the Alice in Dairyland program is housed, are great ways for consumers, I believe, to get started by learning more about the agricultural industry and all that it encompasses.
Fantastic.
She's good.
Yes, you are good. One more last question. Very tough. I'm glad you're sitting down. We cannot let you leave our podcast until we know which you prefer the most, white or chocolate milk.
Oh my gosh, that is so hard. Okay.
Right?
I'm going to have to go with chocolate milk for two reasons. So very close to my hometown of Poynette, Wisconsin is a little place called Sassy Cow Creamery. You ladies might have heard of it before.
Yes.
But so I actually got to work at Sassy Cow Creamery a few summers ago. And even before then, if you've never had their whole chocolate milk, that is like a huge memory from my childhood.
Sure.
One of my favorite products to enjoy. And also during high school, I was very active in sports and different extracurriculars. So low-fat chocolate milk that you can get at pretty much any grocery store or retailer or business like Sassy Cow here in the state of Wisconsin is one of the best ways, I think, to refuel after a tough workout or a game or a track meet or cross-country meet. So those would be a few reasons why I love chocolate milk, but I love all dairy products and all types of milk. You can't go wrong.
Yeah, and it's a reason to work out because then you get chocolate milk afterwards.
I love that idea. Ashley Hagnow, thank you so much for sitting down with us on our Bold and Blonde podcast, and good luck.
Thank you so much for being here.
And welcome back to the Alice in Dairyland candidate finals. We are continuing today talking to Jody Weiland. How are you doing, Jody?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you today?
We're fantastic. Thank you for joining Bold and Blonde podcast.
Well, Jody, what types of volunteer groups and activities are you involved with?
So since high school, I've participated in a wide variety of volunteer activities, but currently the two activities I'm most proud of is I coordinate 2 local youth leadership programs in Winnebago County. Oh. And one of those is actually called Miss Rural Winnebago. And this program allows young girls, 13 to 17, to just represent Winnebago County's agricultural and rural industries. And the second program I work with is called Farmer for a Day, which highlights Wisconsin's $104.8 billion agricultural industry, specifically during our Winnebago County Fair. So youth in the community get partnered with a exhibitor at the fair and just learn more about the aspects of fair, STEAM, and agriculture.
Oh, interesting.
Very interesting. All right. Once again, we are talking to Jody Weiland, candidate for the Alice in Dairyland, which is the finals Saturday night. So excited about that. So Jody, how do agriculture exports contribute to the strength of our agriculture industry?
This is a great question because agriculture exports are a huge part in our economic activity. And it also supports our local businesses and farmers, as well as helping build our communities. So here in Wisconsin, we export $4.22 billion worth of agricultural products. And in 2021, some of those top exports were fruits, vegetables, nuts, and other plant parts.
Very interesting. We are learning so much talking with each one of you of the candidates. It's so interesting.
Yeah. Jody, why should people care about agriculture?
Caring about agriculture not just comes down to the food we eat, but it comes down to our earth and our resources and our environment. Because not only do producers want to provide a high quality product for a consumer, but producers and farmers and even processors want to continue to build and maintain our current environments through environmental stewardship, carbon management, and conservation practices.
Interesting. All right. So we want to know how and why did you decide to run for this position?
So I was initially inspired to start following the Alice program because of 71st Alice in Dairyland, Caitlin Riley. She posted a picture of her with her family during their county dairy breakfast. Her family hosted while she was Alice. And my dream was to have that, my family dairy farm hosting the dairy breakfast with me coming as Alice. And well, unfortunately, the dairy breakfast part didn't pan out. I'm so excited to be a top candidate for Alice in Dairyland. And I really want to continue to inspire youth to be involved in agriculture, as well as bringing tradition that Alice has done over the many years since 1948 with the innovations that are currently happening here in Wisconsin agriculture.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
What would you say to the little girls that are looking up to Alice in Dairyland? What would you say to them?
So my background is in dairy. So as a little agriculturalist, a little dairy girl looking up to Alice, the biggest thing I would say is that Alice in Dairyland is not just Wisconsin dairy. While we are known for America's Dairyland, we have such a wide variety of soils and environments here in Wisconsin that allow us to produce such a wide variety of crop. So even if you're not from that dairy background like I am, you can still learn and talk so much more about Wisconsin's fruits, vegetables, and specialty crops.
Sure. Yep.
Very interesting.
We've got it all
Yes,
here
we
in Wisconsin.
do. We sure do.
So the hard-hitting question today, and we're asking all the ladies this, white or chocolate milk?
That's tough. That's really tough question. And I personally love all milk. It doesn't matter if it's white chocolate or any other flavor. I am absolutely willing to try it. So if you have any fun recipes, let me know.
Ooh, okay.
We'll do that for sure because we both love milk.
Right.
Absolutely. Jody Weiland, good luck to you this weekend as you continue on your journey for the Alice in Dairyland title.
Thank you so much for having me. This has been wonderful.
Welcome back to Bold and Blonde podcast. We are with the candidates for the Alice in Dairyland finals. As we continue, we are now talking to Jackie Rosenbusch. Hello, Jackie. How are you doing?
Excellent. And thank you so much for having me. I've been listening to your podcast in preparation for this little...
We didn't scare her away.
No, I was so excited. I was like, these girls are so fun. I'm looking forward to it so much. So yeah, I'm really excited.
Hold on a minute. We didn't scare her away, maybe, but she has to be here. So
This is true. This is true. It's your job.
They were bussed in today.
Yeah,
so.
right. They just dropped us off.
Anyway, we're so happy that you are here.
Yep. Either way, we are happy that you're here, Jackie. So how did you become a candidate for the 76th Alice in Dairyland?
Well, just like any of the candidates, we've all had quite a bit of life experience in the production of agriculture in our state of Wisconsin. I was born on a farm, but sort of kind of started my own in 2012 with the help of my family and my sister. We still have sheep to this day, and our farm has continued to grow. I've been very involved in both 4-H and FFA, serving as a Wisconsin FFA state officer in 2020. Last year, I had the opportunity and the privilege to serve as the 56th Wisconsin Fairest of the Fairs. Really just a lot of marketing, communication, lots of education within agriculture, and I'm also still student teaching at St. Croix Central, so that ability gives me the chance to work with students on a daily basis and really advocate for Wisconsin agriculture.
So you're not
students.
busy at all or anything?
No, just like any farmer, I'm not busy ever.
No, right.
Oh, that's so good. We also want to know, how can Alice in Dairyland or other agricultural advocates inspire youth to pursue a career in agriculture, which I think this is a good question for you.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. And I see kids on a daily basis that come from 6 generations of farming, and kids on a daily basis that have a dog or a cat at home or just have no experience in agriculture. So I think the best thing we can do to continue to influence positively the youth of tomorrow, the next generation of agriculturalists, is really just to educate them about the vast diversity, especially in Wisconsin agriculture. You don't have to grow up on a farm or live on a dairy farm to be involved. You can use marketing and communication skills. You can grow flowers in your backyard. You can do just about anything and create your own experience in Wisconsin agriculture. So really just creating that diverse and unique perspective for each student depending on their interests, I think is so important.
Yeah.
I'm energized.
I know, right?
Yes, yeah.
So Alice travels in an E85 Flex Fuel Ford Explorer. Can you tell us more about that?
Absolutely. So that vehicle not only catches lots of attention as it
Yes.
goes down the road, right? But it also helps continue to support Wisconsin producers, specifically corn producers in the state of Wisconsin. So many people might not know it, but ethanol, E85, E88, has at least 1% of ethanol that comes from corn, sometimes other specialty crops like potatoes. And those crops help power Alice to travel all over the state, about 40,000 miles every year.
Wow.
That's amazing.
That's a lot.
That is.
That's awesome.
That is for sure. Another question we have, how does agriculture impact our listeners?
Agriculture impacts everyone every day when they wake up in the morning and take a breath of air.
And how is that?
And how is that? Well, first and foremost, especially myself coming from northern Wisconsin, Wisconsin actually is number 1 in the pulp industry, which is forestry. Forests and trees and plants, of course, go through photosynthesis to let us breathe. And that's part of a farmer's job. Not only breathing every day, but eating every day, right? We need sustainable food products that we can source locally from farmers all over the state of Wisconsin or from your back door. Wisconsin agriculture has a huge passion and a huge drive to continue to support the local family farm. In fact, potatoes specifically, something that people use on a daily basis, 100% of potato farms are multi-generational family farms. That's true in dairy, that's true in other specialty crops, and all sorts of different things in agriculture. So you wake up in the morning, I guarantee you know somebody employed in agriculture. 1 in 9 people in the state of Wisconsin are employed in agriculture. You interact with them, you eat, you sleep, you breathe. Anything you do in the day matters because of agriculture.
It sure does. We have one final question.
Yes, we do. The hard-hitting one.
Okay.
All the ladies are getting this question. White or chocolate milk?
Both? Can we do a little bit of a mixture of both, right? I think I grew up more with white milk, and we added syrup to it because it was a luxury, right?
Oh, sure.
But yeah, so I'll say a mix of both. There's different occasions. If I'm having dinner, give me some chocolate milk. After a big workout, give me some chocolate milk.
Yep.
But white milk, refreshing. I need it every morning. So I think there's a time and a place for each.
Good answer. All right. Jackie Rosenbush, good luck on your journey to become the next Alice in Dairyland. We thank you for joining us.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me.
And welcome back. We are now ready to talk to Charity Seebecker on her journey to become the next Alice in Dairyland. As we are talking to all of the candidates, the finals today, we are continuing.
Charity, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
So how has the Alice program changed and evolved since 1948?
Tremendously, I think is the first word. I think back to the fact that it used to be considered like a pageant. You know, when you think about it was like a beauty pageant. There was all these, there's a princess walking around. It was more of, does she have the grace? Does she have the elegance? I always think of world peace in a sense,
Right.
but world agriculture, making it that way. And it has really evolved into today what it is as more of an ambassador position, a professional more so role, and representing all facets of the agriculture industry versus more of specifically the dairy that I think that it used to be.
Gotcha.
And so that's actually something I've really admired is the history of the Allison Dairyland program and how it has progressed. And so I really want to be able to enhance that if I am selected and continue to build upon that legacy that past Alice's have created already.
What inspired you to become on this journey to become Alice in Dairyland?
So it started actually when I was a little girl at my county fair, and I first met Alice. And I was at that thing kind of similar to earlier. I was like, oh, there's a princess. It's just that feeling when you're younger. And then as I've gotten older, I've really always enjoyed my interactions with Alice and knew that I wanted to return that feeling that she gave me and be that role model for other young, impressionable children. And so I want to be able to come full circle, be that role model, and really give back to an industry that helped me find my voice in life and in agriculture.
So Wisconsin's agriculture industry is diverse. We have got milk and cheese and beef and all of that. But how do cranberries impact our economy?
Cranberries are huge in Wisconsin as we produce 60% of the nation's cranberry supply, and they play a big role into not only Wisconsin's economy, but the overall agriculture economy because cranberries can be preserved or dried, and that is one of our main exports even. So in 2022, Wisconsin exported $4.2 billion worth of agricultural goods. So cranberries are just a big driver of that and for that. And
wow,
it has been progressed. Originally, they started by just digging in the ditches around vines and hoping for growth. And now it has progressed into what we know it is today. And that rich history really helps us to be this driving factor.
Yeah.
Again, we're learning so much.
I know. I thought Massachusetts was the cranberry.
I know, right? Exactly. Alice has many unique opportunities during her year. What opportunity, Charity, are you most looking forward to should you become the next Alice?
So I'm actually really looking forward to being able to do more of the school visits again. So I actually have the unique experience of I served as an AmeriCorps farm to school specialist. And so when I did that, I taught and created nutrition education lessons with 3rd through 5th graders, worked with local farmers to do presentations, and brought in local food to the schools. So I kind of got a start into what Alice is essentially doing. But the fact of being able to take that a step farther and really dive in more to that diversity of the industry and be able to help that many more students learn about where their food's coming from, because I was able to help them figure out how you deconstruct a cheeseburger. So where each part of that cheeseburger connects it back to that farmer. And so being able to connect with them on something they understand is something I'm really looking forward to.
Not everything just comes from the store.
Exactly.
Right. Exactly.
Okay, so our hard-hitting question that all the ladies are getting today is white or chocolate milk?
Both. Right? I would say, honestly, it depends on what I'm eating.
Yeah.
I think we're going to have to say this next time, like this or that.
This or that, yeah.
This
White or
morning,
chocolate milk.
If
Right.
it's morning, I always like a donut with chocolate milk. But if I'm having cereal, then it's, of course, white milk.
Yes.
Or it never fails. If I'm having like spaghetti or that type of food, always white milk.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes complete sense.
I get that.
For sure. We love that. And of course, we love milk. And we love that you spent time with us, Charity Seebecker. Good luck to you as you continue this journey on becoming the next Alice in Dairyland. We wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.
Welcome back to Bold and Blonde podcast. Our last and final candidate for the Alice in Dairyland finals. She is here as we are continuing our talks today with Shannon Lamb. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. Thank you for being here.
And with your last name, you said you did raise lambs, correct?
I did. So I grew up on my family's diversified production farm just outside of Waunakee, Wisconsin. However, I was active in FFA and in 4-H, and it was in those organizations where I would raise sheep, hogs, and beef cattle, and I showed them across the state of Wisconsin. So yes, I used to raise sheep.
So why do you aspire to be Alice in Dairyland?
So I aspire to be Alice in Dairyland because every girl needs to have a role model. Every girl and woman needs to have somebody that they can look up to. And there are a lot of opportunities where women get overlooked because we're women. That's just how society is. And to me, by serving as a fairest of the fair for the Lodi Agricultural Fair, as well as the 2022 Wisconsin Honey Queen, I came across it a lot, where a lot of the time people would look at me and say like, oh, okay, so you're a woman in a pretty dress, but are you smart? And I'm like, yes, I am smart.
What more do you have to offer?
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
right.
for me, Alice is the opportunity to share about agriculture and to be an advocate for the industry, but also to be that role model that a lot of girls and women don't have anymore. And just to show that, yes, I grew up in a farm, but farmers are not dumb. Farmers are super intelligent. And that as a woman, I have a place in society as well. Like, I'm a smart, educated woman, and I have a place to be. So that is where I wanted to apply and become Alice.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I love that answer. Shannon, how do you think Alice can have an impact on those who are not directly involved in agriculture in our state?
It's a great question. So all of us, at the end of the day, we all have to eat. We all wear clothes. And by being involved in your community and understanding where your food and your products all come from, you not only help that community with the economic impact, but you're also helping to support that farmer. At the end of the day, it's a business. Running a farm is a business. It's a super hard business. And if you have the support of your community and they're able to understand your production styles and they understand why you're tilling that field or what is actually planting in that field and how it grows, what is the growth cycle, why are we irrigating that field and not that one? If they have that connection back and they're able to understand it, they're going to want to remain active and they're going to start asking questions and having the consumer understand where everything comes from. It's really important.
It sure is.
So right now we are currently in Walworth County, Wisconsin. So what's exciting about Walworth County agriculture?
So Walworth County is incredible with how diverse this agriculture is in this county. It's super diverse. I mean, even on the tours today as Alice, we went for a processing facility where they process sheep and goats. We went to a breeding facility where they work on embryo transfers and do genomic testing. We've gone to a sod farm, which when you think of Wisconsin agriculture, you don't really think of sod. And so Walworth County offers so much diversity and so much just very unique and niche markets within agriculture, which all ties back to how essential it is that the consumer is able to understand and connect back and have accurate resources where to find their information if they have questions.
I know you guys have had a very, very busy day touring around Walworth County, so we're happy that you're joining us. Shannon, how does Alice prepare for everything that she does?
So I would say, Alice, you never know the type of situation you're about to walk into. I can reflect when I was a fairest at the fair, even when I was the Wisconsin Honey Queen, there were some situations where I walked into it, I felt so prepared, and I was thrown complete loop. Like, you have to just be able to expect anything, expect the unexpected, truthfully. I remember the best advice I gave somebody when I was a fairest was always carry an umbrella with you, because you never know. Wisconsin weather, it could be so nice that, like, it is beautiful out right now, but
Right.
could be hailing later on. You have no idea.
Right.
So I would say that's probably the most pivoting experience for me, is being able to adapt and overcome to any situation and just have confidence in yourself. At the end of the day, I grew up in this industry. I know agriculture. I have 3 degrees in agriculture. I've grown up on the farm for my entire life. I've worked on the farm. Like, I know what I'm talking about. I just have to have the confidence, and you have to be able to communicate that effectively and make sure that whoever you're talking to has the point and they're getting it across to them.
And I can see your confidence in this as well. So, like, very confident. And we have one more final question for you.
Okay, the hard hitter. All the ladies are getting this question. This or that, white or chocolate milk?
Ooh, that is a great question. So this is a fun fact about me. So I love donuts.
Who doesn't?
Right?
No, you don't understand. Last year, I ate 117 donuts. I counted. Every time I eat a donut, I take a selfie.
She's my spirit person.
Right, spirit, yes.
Animal. I'm a little lost for words.
It's a lot of
I'm
donuts.
going to bow down to you.
I didn't even gain weight, so that's the real accomplishment.
Oh, that's good.
Wow.
But tying that into milk, so every Sunday, it grew up. We used to go to church. That's how it started. Is I would get a donut after church because I was a good girl. So I would get my donut. And then eventually I started milking cows every Sunday morning and feeding calves. So now it's like a reward for doing that and getting up in the morning. But every time I eat a donut, I drink a pint of milk. And lately it's been chocolate milk because it just goes the best with my donut.
Okay.
However, I can't say which milk is my favorite, but lately I have been on a chocolate milk kink.
Okay.
So I maybe...
All right, I like it.
Yeah, maybe it's chocolate milk right now.
We need to see these selfies, seriously.
Right?
We do, with your donut. So I'm hoping you're posting those on social media.
I am.
Okay. Shannon Lamb, we wish you all the best as you continue this journey to become the next Alice in Dairyland. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right. It's only fitting that we end our Bold and Blonde podcast with the 75th Alice in Dairyland. We just got through talking with all 6 contestants that are vying for that crown and that sash. And we are here today with Taylor Schaefer. How are you doing?
I am doing great. I mean, this is definitely a very bittersweet week for me to kind of think that my year as Alice is already coming to a close. I feel like I just started yesterday, but it's been so amazing to get to know these candidates over the last few weeks and, of course, share a little bit of the Alice program with them, too, throughout this Marcom training period as well.
Yeah.
When we first saw you, I felt that I thought that I saw your eyes tearing up just a little bit because this has to be so emotional for you because you put so much time and so much energy and your life and devoted this last year to being 75th Alice in Dairyland. How has it been?
I mean, this has been, I think, the most incredible the most incredible year of my life so far.
Aww.
Just the people that I have met, the places that I've been, and every single place I visited has something so special to share. And that's something that I seriously am going to keep with me for the rest of my life.
Absolutely. All those memories.
It's unexpected, too. It's the unexpected things that make the best memories.
Yeah.
Whether I was getting stuck in the snow or going somewhere new for the first time, finding a cool coffee shop along the way. I mean, just all these different small businesses, everyone around the state that shares the same passion for agriculture. It's just been so amazing to see that in person firsthand.
What are some of the highlights of this past year?
It is very, very hard for me to pick a favorite event that I've attended this year, but I would say some of my favorites were definitely the Greene County Cheese Days. So that was a super fun weekend down in Monroe. And this is an event that only happens every other year. So it's really a celebration of not only cheese, but also Swiss heritage as well. So I was able to meet so many different cheesemakers. I went home so full. I actually got sick from the amount of cheese that I ate that weekend, but that was definitely one I am really looking forward to attending again. And I would have to say Warren's Cranberry Festival is also up there high on my list. That was a really fun event too, and I was not expecting everything that happened that day that I was there. I know that people always say, oh, it's a town that turns into like a town of 150,000 for this weekend. I just did not believe that until I saw it in person. So that was definitely a really fun one too. But I would have to say over the last few weeks, being with 4th graders, that's definitely something that has been so fun. I've actually been with about 4,000 4th graders in the last few weeks. So that's been so fun to just like see them be so excited about agriculture and to see them almost learn something that they already know.
Sure.
To think about everything that they've seen firsthand, whether it's just thinking about what's in the grocery store, even in their pantries at home, and how that relates to our agriculture industry.
Yeah,
Exactly.
And teaching them that you don't just go to the grocery store. It
Right.
comes from somewhere
That's
first.
huge.
Yeah.
That's huge because if you're not growing up on a farm, or if you're not surrounded by that or agriculture, you don't know, you know what I mean? So that's very important as well. How many pictures or selfies have you taken with other
my
people?
goodness. I have to
and one
say-
of us with us at the Walworth County
Almost
Fair
a
last
year
year.
ago, yeah.
That was almost a
Yes.
year ago.
Yeah. I know that was on your highlight list too. Highlight reel for sure.
I do talk about that in my farewell speech on Saturday night. So I do talk about some of the places I have been in my speech, and that I'm sure I will post on my last day as Alice, which is officially July 4th. So the new one will start July 5th. So I'll post all of those videos sharing some favorite stories that I've had over the last year. But I have traveled about 35,000 miles. I will be approaching more than 40,000 by the end of my year because June Dairy Month is the busiest year of the month for Alice. So that's going to be a really fun one for me to kind of end my year with. But I think in my camera roll right now, I have close to 10,000 pictures.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Oh boy. And just think about all the other people that have wanted to take their picture with you for, for memories and that type of thing. That's amazing.
Yep. So what kind of advice do you have for people going forward, the candidates, advice for people in the community about Alice in Dairyland?
Well, certainly for anyone in Wisconsin, I think it's really important to think about where that food comes from. So even just with these 4th graders, we go on this expedition around our state and learn how diverse our agriculture industry is. Whether you're growing ginseng in Wausau or you have cranberries over in Warrens or even cherries in Door County, there's so many things in our state we are so proud of. It's not just cheese and dairy, of course. That is certainly a really important thing to Wisconsin too, but there's so many different things around our state. And I'm really looking forward to seeing the new Alice get to explore that too, because that's definitely something that I will cherish for the rest of my life, just being the student and really learning about all of that. But I would say for the next Alice, I would I would just say my biggest piece of advice is just be yourself. To have fun, to go out there and meet as many people as you can. Never say no to an event. Always go somewhere that you can. Even if you have a few extra hours, take a stop and visit a cheese store.
Yeah.
Visit a business that you weren't planning to see, because those are some of the best memories, the ones that aren't planned.
That's very true. Taylor, what does the future hold for you?
I haven't made any decisions quite yet about what I'm going to be doing next, but I know whatever career lies next for me will be centered around my love for agriculture. But I know for now I am going to take some time to spend with my family and friends, because I've been traveling out on the road by myself.
Because you haven't seen them at all.
Right, exactly.
I have seen them here and there, but I have been out on my own pretty much every day.
Right. And that brings us to this last question. I know you probably have people that you want to thank. The floor is yours.
Oh my goodness. I want to thank everyone from the Walworth Alice and Dairyland host committee. They have seriously put 5 years into this event at this point. So this is something that started in 2018 for them, and just to see their resilience in planning this event and still coming back and showing support for the Alice and Dairyland program, I cannot thank them enough for everything that they have done over the last year. And certainly want to thank everyone around Wisconsin that has invited me to an event, invited me to their farm, told me about their business, told me about themselves, or even just come up to say hello. All of these interactions are ones that I am never going to forget. Just the kindness of everyone that has welcomed me into their community like family. And certainly my friends and family, of course, too, are really important people to thank. They have been with me every step of the way, whether that was sending me text messages, Snapchats, or even just videos of myself on TV. I got quite a few of those as well. So that was super fun to kind of have them along this journey with me, but definitely have a lot of support from the DATCAP staff as well. So being a full-time DATCAP employee, I wasn't really able to go into the office too much, but just to have their kind words of encouragement and also offering their advice is really something that I'm truly thankful for from my last year.
That's awesome.
Very well said.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks
and
for having me.
Taylor Schaefer, the 75th Alice in Dairyland, you did the program and Wisconsin Proud.